Lanark Primary School and Nursery class were privileged to be part of the Comenius Regio project, looking at literacy and sharing good practices in the schools both here in Scotland and in Norway. I was very fortunate, along with other colleagues and some members of staff, to visit Norway, to meet our counterparts there, and indeed to share teaching practices in Fagerlund Primary School and Ness Primary School. When our visitors came to us, they expressed an interest in looking at the methods and strategies we use here in developing literacy skills through the stages. And this DVD will highlight to you some of the aspects of that they found particularly interesting. Lanark Primary School has a nursery within the school setting, and we work very closely with the nursery and the infant department in the development of early stage literacy. In the next clip you will hear and see a number of examples of the children being encouraged to develop their literacy skills through a variety of strategies.
At the start of the day, as children come into nursery, they self-register by taking their name off a board and moving over to a photograph of themselves. It's just emphasising the word that's most important and is most recognisable to them. And quite often you'll see that children don't only recognise their own name, but begin to recognise the names of friends as well. We gather together each day to talk about things like days of the week and the date and the weather, as well as talking about it. We've got the written prompt about it, so we can read that it says Monday, Tuesday are the days of the week, and the numbers for the dates. So they're writing that makes sense to the children in that context. We also have storytelling times, which instead of just reading a book, sometimes we try to do things that will involve the children more actively in retelling the stories themselves. So we do things like having characters or objects that relate to the story. And by retelling a story, it tells us an awful lot about how much they know about how a book or a story is composed. The writing table is an area that's set up to give children real writing experiences, would give them an opportunity to write in a way that adults write. And so there will be sometimes things like menus that they might read in a cafe, or invitations to a party which they have experienced firsthand of reading and of writing themselves. A link between the storytelling area and the writing table is that children are encouraged to write their own stories as well. When we read, we talk about authors and illustrators, and we want them to see themselves as having the capacity to be authors and illustrators as well. So children will tell us a story which adults can scribe for them. And some of them will write some of the words, depending on what stage they're at in their development and their current ability. Another aspect of contextualising reading and writing skills is through role play. For example, at snack, children would have menus which they may have written themselves, which they can take as waiters and waitresses to their customers to write an order, which they can then make up for their customer.
Our new curriculum for excellence encourages all children to be successful learners, effective contributors, confident individuals and responsible citizens. Part of the way of developing this is through a themed interdisciplinary approach to the teaching and learning. In Primary 2, the children have been working on an interdisciplinary topic called the Magic Faraway Tree, and they have been working on pieces of writing using this themed approach. The teacher will use a variety of methods to deliver the lesson, including VCOP, which is a methodology of writing used throughout the school, some active learning and assessment is for learning.
Thematic learning helps the children because it provides a context for their learning. Every child in the class wants to learn what we're learning because of the context it's set in.
This is the faraway tree and Silky's my favourite character.
The faraway tree lends itself to this subject because lands appear at the top of the faraway tree.
This is the land of 2D shapes. And this is the land of 3D shapes. And this is the land of symmetry.
If the context or the theme is strong, it provides a really strong environment for learning, and the children remember what they're learning better because it makes it a memorable experience for them. It would amaze you what a primary 2 could tell you about asymmetric and symmetrical just because it's been set within a context. Today's lesson was about the children learning a variety of different formats for communicating, and so followed on from earlier in the topic as doing imaginative pieces of writing. Yesterday we did cartoons, and today we're looking at letters, so that the children have a vast range of skills and are becoming familiar with the different genres of writing. We've used VCOT for the literacy side of our topic. Instead of it being we're studying grammar, we're studying words, we're studying spelling, this provides us with a way of really directly teaching the children a vocabulary to use in different contexts, connectives that are appropriate for the type of writing they're doing, openers so that their sentences aren't all the same.
Opener for our letter is going to be, everybody together? Dear.
And punctuation that they find in their reading books, and so you find that we move on much more quickly with punctuation. I think the active learning is very important as well. Active learning can be misconstrued as children having to be doing things all the time and never ever writing things down or putting a lot into paper. Actually, active learning has increased the volume of writing that the children in our class do, because the active learning is about their brains being active. So the theme has produced an activity in their mind which has made them much more eager to write their experiences down.
Our school has close links with the local library, and the libraries are used very much to help develop early reading and writing skills.
In library services, we work in partnership with education resources and parents and teachers, and our aim is to develop literacy skills at all ages. We start at the very earliest stages with babies and toddlers, and we promote Scottish Books Trust's Early Years programme. There's 3 stages to that: gifting of bookbug packs from birth right through to primary 1, bookbug sessions which take place in all libraries across South Lanarkshire. They've been a great success for us. Mums, dads, grands, grandpas, carers all bring babies and toddlers along, and they have a really good time in the library singing and rhyming, and it's all about developing early literacy skills. And the final part of that is the Bookbug Library Challenge, and they get a beautifully illustrated certificate to put on the wall. For older children, school-aged children, we have a primary school class visit programme, and children come to libraries at primary 2, primary 4 and primary 6. Again, to learn that the library is a fun place to come along to. They learn how to borrow books and how to join the library. They have storytelling sessions, and they also do basic research skills. And we very much encourage them to bring their mums and dads back along to visit us and use the library services. Today, Jackie, our children's assistants, come along to tell the primary 1-2 class a story. It's all about Vincent the Vane, and again it's about a different reading experience for the children. Again, to show them that reading's really fun, it's a great thing to do, and it's something they can do with their mums and dads at home. As well as our summer reading programme, we have a continuous programme of events which go on throughout the year. We've got craft sessions, we've got homework clubs, we've got chatterbooks reading groups, and we have promotional events to support things like Roald Dahl Day, Robert Burns' birthday, World Book Day of course in March, and St Andrew's Night in November.
ICT is firmly embedded throughout the school, from early years right through to upper primary. It's used in a variety of ways throughout the curriculum to enhance the learning, and indeed primary 7-6 are using the tools to develop their writing.
For today's lesson, we've got a few kind of bullet point ideas down yesterday in your jotters, but today is the start of the PowerPoint.
Well, today we're making a presentation. It's about our school break, how we enjoyed it, about the weather and games we played. And we're sending it over to our friends in Norway so we can show what we do over here and what's different from their schools.
The skills that they've been looking at, being able to copy and paste images, whether it's from Word documents or whether it's from a photograph or even on the internet. They're using the language skills to go and search on the internet for different things as well, and being able to transfer that onto their PowerPoints.
Some of the topics we do, we need to find information of the internet, and one of the ways that our teacher keeps telling us to do is not to just copy and paste information, is to read it and put it into our own words so that we can understand it.
The children are very keen, really enjoy the computer suite and enjoy their time here. It's quite important for them. And the ones that are sometimes struggle with maths and language and sometimes need a wee bit of support, and they feel more confident. And it's good because a lot of the high schools, they're looking for ICT skills to build on that to support them in the high schools.
From our visits, we were encouraged by the children in Norway playing outside no matter what, and so now we feel more comfortable with our children and have put things into place to enable them to be out as often as possible. We believe here at Lanark Primary that there should be good teaching in the outdoors as well as good teaching in the classroom.
The outdoor classroom's amazing. I've been bringing children out there to do some art lessons. We've been hearing stories out there. We've used it for drama. Another class used it as a Greek theatre. We've had parents out there to watch it as well. So the outdoor classroom's used almost daily. Every class in the school has been involved in planning the things that we have in the playground currently, with the trim trail, right through to the willow walk, but we're also developing the woodlands further. And again, every class in school has partaken in a survey, and they're choosing the things that they want with regards to whether they want a covered tarpaulin that they can sit under to do some lessons outside, even if it's raining, which it often is. They're planning the whole thing out. The woodlands are going to be used even more so than they are at the moment, and the kids have been enjoying using them.
This project has allowed us to develop a new network of colleagues in another country, and we're very grateful for that. Already links have been established with our pupils and staff from both schools, and we do hope to continue to forge these links and to learn more about each other's cultures. Our experiences have been memorable and indeed have inspired and motivated our staff here to take on new aspects of practice and to continue to share the good practice between both countries.